Hi, I'm Matt and welcome to Drummers Review. And in this special video we're going to be taking a look at two kits from the Mapex Mars series and finding out how much actual difference there is between maple and birch shells. If you enjoy these videos then please don't forget to hit subscribe and click on the bell icon to be notified of future content. Also, for all the latest drum news and special features, check out drummersreview.com. Regular viewers of the channel will know that we've previously looked at a couple of different versions of the Mars series, both in standard sizes and a more compact bop set. Both of the kits share a host of common features, including Soniclear bearing edges, tom mounts and tom holders, as well as 7.2mm thick shells, although the maple is 7-ply while the birch is 6-ply. The two kits we have here today are exactly the same in terms of configurations, featuring 22x18 inch bass drums, 10x7 and 12x8 inch rack toms, and a 16x14 inch floor tom. Snare-wise, the birch came supplied with a 14x5.5 inch drum, whereas the maple came with a 14x6.5 inch version. So in the interest of comparison, we decided to swap the snare out for a Mapex MPX 14x6.5 inch snare, which we review in a separate video. All drums sport Remo made heads with UT series clear batters over UX on the toms and UX batter and UC coated on the bass drums, although again we swapped out the bass drum reso head for a ported power stroke for ease of miking. Price-wise, the birch shell pack in blood orange sparkle finish has a UK retail price of £699, whereas the maple version in midnight blue comes in at £899. Let's hand things over to Nick to hear these two different wood types in action. Before we get into the sonics of each kit, in terms of aesthetics, both kits look really good. The blood orange birch has a very definite dark copper tinge, while the midnight blue looks nicely classy. In terms of build quality, both kits are decent, with solid shell construction coupled with perfectly functional chrome hardware, leading to what feels and looks like good quality workhorse kits. Sonically, although we tuned both kits identically, in use a slight amount of detuning did occur on each after a while. However, we put this down to the fresh stock heads rather than the drums themselves. The bass drums both provided a very solid, well projected sound with plenty of depth and body. The maple offered slightly more in terms of warmth, but to be honest, this was quite subtle, and with dampening inside the drum, as is common, would be hardly noticeable to all but the most experienced of listener. The rack toms differed slightly more, with the Birch having more in the way of high-end attack, but again, under the microphone, this was fairly minimal, and we feel certainly wouldn't be ultra noticeable in a live setting. Both kits sounded clear, clean and well defined, with good projection and a great overall tone. The floor toms carried on this trend, with hardly any audible difference between the two different woods. Both sounded full, fat and warm, which led us to the conclusion that the long-held debate of maple or birch is something that perhaps shouldn't carry as much weight in drumming circles as it does. Overall, we thoroughly enjoyed both kits and they sounded great. However, we can't help but feel that the choice between the birch or maple versions may come down to purely aesthetic choice rather than a sonic one. Also, budget may well be a factor here, as the birch version comes in at £200 less than the maple, making it a stronger contender in terms of value for money. That said, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave us a comment below, subscribe and click on the bell icon to be notified of future videos. Head over to drummersreview.com for all the latest drum news and special features, and we'll see you next time here at Drummers Review.